Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and let's get ready for the week ahead, June 12th through June 16th. But before we do that, let's look at some things that passed this week. We had a big sell-off on Friday in tech stocks, and tech stocks nosedive after Goldman Sachs report released. In that report, it said tech stocks tumbled from nosebleed heights on Friday after a report from Goldman Sachs warned investors that they could be leaning too heavily on Facebook, Apple, Amazon, and other hot tech stocks. So we'll take a look at the Qs real fast, and as you can see, this is a weekly chart. So they were down 2.4% for the week on the Qs, and this is what Goldman was talking about in the article. You see this big run that we've had in the Qs, which represent Apple, Amazon, Google, Tesla, and all those big names like Facebook, etc. And here's your candle from for the week, and you see we're still above the 10 SMA on that chart. I'll go to a daily chart, and you can see how we had 109 million shares traded, and this big engulfing down candle. I guess you can call it an inside day. Basically that took out about 2 weeks worth of trading. But if you notice, buyers did come in on the Qs and in the NASDAQ, so it didn't close at the lows. It did bounce up. So we'll see what they want to do with Monday and Tuesday. So charts are reflecting right now. That's not a good candle, obviously. So we'll have to see how Monday opens and what the reaction is going to be Monday and Tuesday to see if we continue lower or if we're going to hold the 50 SMA. So keep an eye on your daily charts for the Qs and the markets. Some other stocks that I wanted to go over, I should say markets. The Dow actually closed up for the week, 0.31%. Let's see, the IBB also was down a tad, 0.57% for the week. IWC, which is the small cap, micro caps, I should say, the micro caps, the IWC, that was up actually 1% for the week. The IWM was up 1.26%, and that's the small caps, so that was higher. But you notice this candle, it got above resistance but then pulled back. So we'll have to see if this is going to continue higher or if they're going to roll this back over on the IWM. Next one up is we'll look at the oil for the week, and oil was down again for the week, almost 4% on the USO, and oil itself, light sweet crude, closed at 45.83. So we'll see if it wants to hold this 43 area. As you can see by the green line, it's been a support area on the WTI. Next one up is, we've been following this Robo. Here's the automation index, ROBO, and so that was down slightly for the week, down 1.21%. The VIX itself had popped down to, we had a low on the VIX of 937 on Friday, and then we had a high of over 12.11. But there we close right in about the middle, about 10.70 on the VIX. So some volatility came back on Friday. And it's weird because, all week we had reasons for the market to, make a major move, and it didn't. And it waited until Friday. We had Comey testimony on TV. 19.5 million people tuned in to, watch this. And we didn't get a reaction out of the market because there was no, I guess, smoking gun as of yet. But it's all still kind of pending and out there. But as far as the testimony on TV, it really didn't move the markets. Dodd-Frank, the Republicans are trying to repeal Dodd-Frank. And I'll show you the XLF in a second. And some other news that we had out, British banks brace for election wobble. So May was voted in, but she lost the majority. So now they're saying that Brexit may not happen, or so there's some weakness. There was a lot of weakness in the British pound, and so that may affect the markets also. But none of this, when it happened, made the market sell off. It was until Friday, so kind of a delayed reaction. And once again, that Goldman article came out, so that was the real market mover in the tech stocks. So we'll take a look at the XLF, and that's what really popped on Friday. So it was like a rotation from tech stocks into the financial stocks, and you see the XLF broke out of a tight consolidation here. We're over that $24 spot on the XLF for the week. It was up almost 4%. The regional banks were also up, I think, yeah, 6% on the regionals. And so you see the big pop there, and we are back above the 10, and we're also above the 20 SMA on the regional banks. Some other areas that I wanted to show you were the transports. The IYT was just down slightly. The IYT still holding above the 10, so strength there. JETS is the ETF for the airline stocks, and that's basically went higher, almost 0.5%. And for the week, and so JETS, tried to claim new highs, pulled back a little bit, but this is the airlines. The other one, let's see, we'll take a look at was the SMH, which is your semiconductor stocks, and that took a big pop, but it was down for the week 1.30% on the SMH, and here again is the daily chart, and that's a little more of shows the dramatic move on Friday. And for Friday, it was down close to 4% just that one day. And there's your engulfing outside candle. But buyers did step in, and that had 9 million shares traded in the SMH. The other thing I wanted to look at was we'll take a look at the OIH. And on Friday, this was up 3%, over 3%. So it seems like, they were rotating into the banks and some oil stocks. This is the oil service sector, such names as Schlumberger, Halliburton. And as you can see, Schlumberger was up 2% Friday. Halliburton was up close to 2% on Friday. BHI is another component of the OIH, and that was up 2% on Friday. OAS was up close to 6.5% on Friday on OAS. So that's just, you can see some names in the oil stocks that moved up. WLL Whiting Petroleum was another name that moved up close to 7% on Friday. But for the week, WLL is, was still down 9% for the week. So we're going to see what they want to do with the market next week. But first, let's look at silver. SLV was down close to 2% for the week, and GLD gold was down almost 1% for the week on GLD. Some other areas, copper was actually up close to 3% for the week. JJC is copper on TC2000 charts. Some other areas, we went over the XLF. We'll just take a quick look at the utilities, see how they fared for the week. They were down 1% for the week. And I think that's about it in the markets that I want to look. We'll look at Nat Gas too. That was up 1% for the week. So I think that's about it for the markets. And as I said, we had the Comey testimony. We had the British pound. The ECB did not raise rates last week, but they are leaning, Draghi said, towards tightening. So we'll have to see what comes of that. The next thing I want to see that we should talk about were coming up. We'll go through the best stocks for the week next. So what were some of the best stocks for the week? And I'll do them on on the weekly chart. Okay. So one of the best stocks for the week were Mosy, MOSY, and that was up 137%. BLUE, and these are in no particular order. Blue was up 33% for the week. APTO was up 20% for the week. LOXO, Strong Bio was up over 40% for the week. LXRX was up 9% for the week. Another bio, strong bio. A retailer, ASNA, was up close to 20% for the week. Revlon was up 8% for the week. Another stock that was up for the week was Cliff CLF. That was up 7% for the week. Citigroup banking sector was up close to 6% for the week. MS Morgan Stanley was up close to 6% for the week. Zion, which is a regional bank, was up almost 6% for the week. So you see the banking sector was very strong. FCX was up 9% for the week. Who else was up? AMD was up 13% for the week. BABA was up over 12% for the week on BABA. NVIDIA, even with the selling on Friday, was up 4% for the week. But you see this big push up to the 170, and then we pulled back down to about 140, 149 close. So big, range, big move down there, huge volume came in. And, it's just amazing how people were buying this thing. Let's look at this on a monthly. Here's the monthly. But how people were buying this so far away from the, the 10 SMA on the weekly chart, So, and that's big institutional buying. So finally, I guess the shorts made some, got some redemption up here at 170. But, whoever was buying this up in the 170s, you kind of got what you deserved. You see how far you are from the 10 SMA. Almost, what, $50 from the 10 SMA on NVIDIA. But did end up for the week. Navistar was up 21% for the week. YRCW, another trucking name, was up almost 8% for the week. Let's see, SWFT, Swift, another transportation stock, was up close to 4% for the week. JWN, because they're thinking about taking themselves private, this was up 11% for the week on JWN. Coors was up for the week close to 8%. UA, which is Under Armour, that was up 8% for the week, or UAA. That was up over 8% for the week on Under Armour. Next one up for the week that was up. Let me see if there was any I left out. BAC, Bank America, was up 5% for the week. And ex-US Steel was up 8% for the week. And AKS was also up for the week. And that was up 6% for the week. A major winner in the market for this week was this WINS, and I believe this is a Chinese company, which is currently halted, but it was up over 667%. Ran from, let's see what the low of this candle was here, 28.75, and it ran all the way up to $230, but like I said, it's currently halted. The NASDAQ has halted it, and they want information from the company on WINS. But huge winner, but I know there's a lot of people stuck in this right now, so that sucks for them, as they say. Let's see, NVCR was also up, and that was up 12%. Yeah, 12% for the week on NVCR Medical Instruments. So we'll have to see when they're going to open up that WINS, and if they open it up. Sometimes it can take up to 90 days to open, stocks like that up. The reason that US Steel and AKS and those names, Cliff, CLF, were up were more infrastructure talk during the week, and so that got those stocks moving again. Some retailer, should say GII was up 29% for the week, and that's a retailer. OHGI was up 55% this week, and that's a small software application, but it had big volume, and that was up close to 55% for the week. CVNA, and this is stock was up 40% for the week, and I guess you could buy cars directly online through them. I have to read up on this one, CVNA, but big volume, big pop, close to 40% for the week on CVNA. And the last one I have is XXII, and this one was up for the week 35%. This one made a really nice move, and I caught some of this. But XXI up nicely for the week, 35%. Now we'll take a look at some of the worst stocks for the week. And it's kind of a mixture. I mean, it was oil stocks were down, but they did recover. But like I had mentioned, WLL was down 9% for the week. But on Friday, it was up close to 7%, but down still for the week. So you could see how damaged Whiting Petroleum was. FL, Foot Locker, down another 6%. It was a $78 stock and is now trading around $54, and that was down 6% for the week. Urban was, URBN was down 7% for the week. ANF down 5% for the week. Macy's down 5% for the week. DLTR down 6% for the week. Pandora, which had takeover speculation around it by Sirius Satellite and also Verizon, but that ended up down for the week 8%. But on the Friday, it did pop and was getting some volume. So that on Friday was up 1% on Friday. But for the week, it was down 8% for the week. Next one up that did terrible was actually SIRI, which is Siri XM Radio. That was down 5% for the week. Twitter was down 8% for the week. Snap was down 14% for the week on Snap. TMUS down 7% for the week. Sprint was also down close to 9% for the week. Marriott Hotels were down 7% for the week on Marriott. And let's see, MBOT, small one, was down 42% for the week. NLNK was down 49% for the week. ECYT down 20% for the week on ECYT. EPZM was down close to 28% for the week on EPZM. Now there was a stock XBIT which was down 68% for the week on XBIT, and this news came out on Friday. And here's the news that moved XBIT on Friday. Announces discontinuation of phase 3 study for colorectal cancer based on second interim analysis. So that was XBIT, and that just clobbered longs on Friday, got halted a few times. And so that's a big mess for the longs, and on Friday no less. And that ended up down for the week 68% on that name. And here's the daily chart of that. So a lot of people, a lot of folks got unfortunately hurt in XBIT. Let's see, we'll go through some news that came out on Friday after the bell. We had some top insider purchases on Friday. MATR director purchased 50,000 shares. MERC 10% owner Kellogg. SIGM 10% owner Soros Fund. AAT CEO purchased over 42,000 shares on AAT. CONN director 10K purchased. Some syndicate news that came out on Friday. You can read that for yourself right here. ACHC, CDXC, KEY. They filed Form S3 mixed shelf. And let's see, what else do we have? ZYNE filed Form S3, 250 million mixed shelf. And let's see, I think that's about it for the news that came out on Friday with the top insider purchases. So we can move off of that. Barron's over the weekend talked about a few stocks. And I'll go ahead and show you that for Barron's. Okay, and here's Barron's. Barron's 3 banks worth a bet, and they have a CMA, Zion, and SVB. Barron's LRCX, Chinese demand for its products could help. So they were highlighted in Barron's. Was there anything else? Some energy sector names that look attractive. CNQ mentioned in Barron's. CVX, which is Chevron, and EOG mentioned in Barron's also over the weekend. So that's pretty much it. News that came out over the weekend. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing. I don't think so. Adam West died. TV's Batman dies at age 88. All right, so that's you're caught up on news over the weekend. We went over some market information. Let me see if there was anything else that I needed to discuss. All right, so that was pretty much the worst stocks for the week, and some news that came out on Friday and Saturday. I will just take a quick look at some of the stocks. The bigger names. Apple came down on Friday, down 4%. They did have some new products come out this week. They released iPad Pros. They had a new product to go against Amazon's Echo. They call it the HomePod. And then they also have some new iMacs that they're bringing out for Apple. So that's some new products that Apple's going to be bringing out. Amazon dropped on Friday 3%. Tesla, I believe, was down 3% on Friday. Google also down over 3% on Friday. Facebook dropped 3% on Friday. So let's see what Priceline did. Another big name coming down to the 50 SMA right here on Priceline, and that was down 2.7%. So you see the tech stocks, some of the damage done there, some ugly candles. So we're gonna have to wait and see how those set up. What I'd like to do now is get you guys ready now for the week ahead after we went through all that news. So let's go ahead and get ready for the week ahead. And the big thing coming up for this week ahead, and that I started to tell you about earlier in the week, and that is going to be on Wednesday, which is the big day. 2 p.m. FOMC meeting announcement. Okay, so that's going to decide if the Fed is going to raise interest rates for June. And then we have 2:30, Fed Chair Yellen will hold a news conference. So there'll be a press conference also on Wednesday. Prior to that, Monday, there's really no economic news coming out. For Tuesday, see if there's anything major. Nothing major on Tuesday economically, but the FOMC meeting does begin. API crude oil data comes out at 4:30 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, is there anything else but the Fed meeting that's important? Petroleum oil status comes out at 10:30 on Wednesday. On Friday, and I'm also looking to see if there's any Asian news that I don't see much. Well, here's on Tuesday, we have the China retail sales, China industrial production. Those come out around 10 p.m. on Tuesday. Thursday, see if there's anything major on Thursday. Nothing that I see. Industrial production 9:15. 10:30 natural gas report. We do have some Fed speak on Friday at 12:45 p.m. and let's see, quadruple witching this coming Friday, so you can add that to the mix for volatility. And that's about it. But the big day is Wednesday, so make sure you're paying attention on Wednesday around 2 to 2:30 p.m. That's the big announcement day, and that's going to be definitely market moving. So keep your eye on that. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll get into some earnings, and as you can imagine, earnings season is basically drying up. But for Monday, we have HLNE before the market opens up. Hamilton Lane, HLNE on Monday after the close. SAIC and STRM. Those two are some of the symbols that report on Monday after the bell. Tuesday before the bell, and I believe the symbol for Wiley is JWA after the bell, BPMX, H&R Block, HRB, and CPST. Wednesday before the bell, we have CRWS, CSWI, TAX, which is Liberty Tax. After the bell, we have JBIL, JBL, Lakeland, LAKE, and Digital Turbine, which is APPS. Thursday before the bell, we have Kroger, KR is the symbol there. Rena Solar, which is SOL is the symbol. YGE, Ying Solar, YGE. LITB is Light in the Box, and Bob Evans is BOBE. Thursday after the bell, Finisar, FNSR. Friday, no earnings are going to be reported on Friday. Let's see if there was anything else. I believe that's about it for the week ahead. Pretty much like I said, the Goldman Sachs information was something that dragged the markets down this week on the tech stocks, and that's about it. So that will get you ready for the week ahead. This has been Zozo Stock Watch, and make sure you're watching my videos for the stocks to watch. That'll be in the next video that comes out. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. Now you're more ready for the week ahead, June 12th through June 16th. And so have a good week. And let me know if you like these videos. Hit that thumbs up. Also subscribe. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.